Have you ever really thought about what a lie is? I mean, it's not just words, right? It's a full-on physiological event. It's a stress signal that just ripples through your entire body. Today, we're going to unpack that hidden connection between honesty and, believe it or not, our physical and mental health.
So, to kick things off, I want to tell you a story. It's a powerful little parable that really sets the stage perfectly. It's all about this aging CEO and a very strange test of character.
Okay, so picture this. Mr. Thompson, the CEO, gets all his top young executives together. He hands each of them a single special seed. And the instructions? Super simple. Plant it, take care of it for 1 year, and come back and show me what you've grown.
Well, one of these executives, a guy named Jim, he really gives it his all. He's watering it, making sure it gets sunlight, but nothing. Absolutely nothing sprouts. As the months go by, he hears his colleagues bragging about their incredible, flourishing plants, while he's just staring at a pot of dirt. You can imagine how that felt. A total failure.
So the year is up, and Jim is just dreading this meeting. He doesn't want to go. But his wife gives him some really solid advice. She says, just be honest. Tell him what happened. So he takes a deep breath, walks into this room that looks more like a greenhouse, with all these amazing plants everywhere, and he puts his little empty pot on the table. He can just feel everyone staring.
Then Mr. Thompson walks in. He looks at all the incredible plants, and then his eyes land on Jim, way in the back with his sad little pot. He calls Jim to the front of the room, and just as Jim is bracing himself to get fired, Mr. Thompson drops a bombshell.
Turns out, the test was never about gardening. It was about integrity. See, Mr. Thompson had given everyone boiled seeds. They were dead. It was physically impossible for them to grow. And Jim was the only one with the courage and the honesty to admit his failure, which, of course, in the CEO's eyes, made him the only real success.
So Jim's honesty totally paid off. But that story makes you wonder, right? What if he had lied? What actually happens inside our bodies when we decide to be deceptive? What's the real physical price we pay for presenting that beautiful plant we know isn't ours?
Well, here's the thing. The consequences are way more physical than you probably guess. Telling a lie sets off this whole chain reaction of effects that puts a ton of strain on our most vital organ, our heart. And to put that into perspective, just look at this number. In 2019 alone, cardiovascular diseases were responsible for nearly 20 million deaths around the world. It is the #1 cause of death. And you know what research is showing? The kind of chronic stress that comes from dishonesty is a huge contributing factor.
The second you tell a lie, your body's fight or flight system just goes into overdrive. Your brain senses a threat, the threat of being caught, and that triggers this immediate physical response. Your heart starts pounding, you might start sweating, you get those butterflies in your stomach, maybe you even feel a little chest pain. That's your body literally screaming that something is wrong. And what's happening under the hood is that your adrenal glands are pumping out stress hormones like cortisol and epinephrine. Now, these are designed to give you a quick burst of energy to handle a real, immediate danger. But when the danger is a lie you have to keep up, that system just stays switched on, leading to chronic stress that over time is incredibly damaging to your health. And the impact isn't just some quick jolt of stress that goes away. Oh no. When we lie repeatedly, it can actually change the way our brains work. It creates this really dangerous, slippery slope. This is so fascinating. Just check out how a single lie plays out over time. In seconds, you get that cortisol dump. Then, for the next few minutes, your brain is working overtime trying to juggle the truth and the lie, which actually messes with your judgment. But the really scary part? The long-term effect. For people who lie all the time, their brain literally adapts. It gets harder and harder for them to even tell the difference between what's real and what's not.
And this right here shows you the real-world impact. You can see the pattern so clearly. The person who embellishes stories, they feel that jolt of anxiety and a racing heart every time someone questions them. The one who exaggerates their success, they live with this constant unease that can lead to high blood pressure. And someone hiding a serious health issue, that isolation and guilt can literally contribute to a stress-induced heart attack. The connection is it's undeniable.
Okay, so if lying is so physically destructive, what's the alternative? Well, it turns out there's this really powerful philosophy that offers a much healthier way to live. It's called radical honesty.
Now, radical honesty isn't just about, not telling fibs. It's an active choice. It's a commitment to being open and transparent even when it's really uncomfortable. And yeah, it can be hard, for sure. But the idea is that this level of openness leads to way stronger, more authentic connections with people.
And the Dalai Lama just says it perfectly here. Honesty is freedom. When you're living truthfully, you completely get rid of that constant low-level anxiety of being found out. You remove that entire layer of stress from your life.
And the benefits are just huge. I mean, honesty builds trust, which is the bedrock of any good relationship. It boosts your self-esteem because you're actually living in a way that aligns with your own values. It slashes that chronic stress we now know is so bad for us. And think about it. You free up all that brain power you were using to keep your stories straight.
All right, so we've looked at the story, we've looked at the science. What's the big takeaway here? How does all this come together into a choice that we can actually make every single day?
Here's what it all boils down to. Being honest isn't just a virtue, it's a form of self-care. Seriously, every single time you choose to tell the truth instead of a lie, you are actively making a decision to lower the stress on your body and protect your health in the long run. It's one of the most proactive things you can do for a healthier, more authentic life.
And that brings us right back to Jim and his empty pot. So the question I want to leave you with is a personal one. What boiled seed are you pretending is a flourishing plant in your own life? What truth are you avoiding? And what do you think might happen if you just had the courage to show the empty pot?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.